Welcome, everybody. I'm actually broadcasting to you live from the Baja Peninsula. And what you see way back there on the horizon is the Sea of Cortez, aka the Gulf of, do you know? The Gulf of, who knows what it's more commonly known as? Gulf of California. And we are, thank you, Daniel, you got it right. And this is, the resort is called Blanc Los Cabos. It is the newest property that came online, I think early last year, for Palace Resorts. They also have a LeBlanc in Cancun. They have Moon Palace Resorts, one in Jamaica, one in Cancun. They have the Grand at Moon Palace, which is in Cancun. And you're probably wondering, well, why is Cohen on vacation right now when he's got the biggest online mega event in the history of travel agent history, which is the Group Sales Success Summit, coming up in like a dozen days. And the truth is, they just happen to coincide. So I'm really not here on vacation. Ha ha ha. I'm here because I have a wonderful relationship with folks at Palace Resorts, especially Frank Corzo, their VP, and Michelle Caitlin, who does all their social media work from headquarters and communications. They bring me to these resorts to do videos. They bring a video crew, and I'm here with Roberto and Alfredo to record me eating the food, drinking the drink, and having a darn good time. Not a bad gig. I know that's what you're thinking, and it's really not a bad gig. It's actually fantastic. So I just wanted to kind of set the table. So if you're just joining me now, you know why I'm here outside at Blanc Los Cabos, and we arrived on Sunday. So my wife came with me, and we arrived on Sunday, and we just got right into it. We did we did a lot of video all day Monday, almost all day Tuesday. We actually had a day off yesterday, so we sat way out there. You see it? At the infinity pool, which is ridiculously amazing, right? And you can hear the sea waves crashing. It was so amazing. And they bring, you can order food. They have the cucumbers on the eye at like 1 o'clock. They bring you drinks. It's crazy cool. All right, so let me take a look to see if anybody has any comments or questions, because I do want to make this not just me braggadocious, just bragging about this crazy, ridiculous place, but I want to get down to business too, because if you're here as a guest, please let me know. If you're here as a guest, I open this up to the whole industry, Group Sales Success Summit Facebook group, and of course my cherished group boot camps, who are members who get this like every other week. This is what we do. It's an Ask Anything hour. So friends, you're not going to see any slides. You're just going to see this, and you can ask me any question. It's as close to getting one-on-one business coaching as you can get. While our focus is ideal to be about groups, if you have any other question, as long as it is not a medical question, because I would not have good ideas for you to care for a rash or something like that. You can ask my wife, who is a cardiovascular nurse practitioner. I'm not equipped to do that, so we're going to keep it to travel. Let me just see if, hey, Carl's in the house. Welcome, Carl. I'm so glad you're here. Carl, it's about letting your fingers do the walking. If you have a question, an issue, a challenge, bring it. I like being surprised. So here's the way this is going to work until we start seeing some questions pop up. Basically, when agents came into the private group called GSSS, Group Sales Success Summit, and by the way, I will give you an update there. The quality of speakers we have, and we have a lot of brand new speakers for the first time talking about niche, how to master a niche. And we've doubled the amount of travel professionals I'm interviewing to hear their story, how they did it, how they're doing it, so you can replicate it. But more about that later. Let's come on back, Stuart. I'm just so excited. Plus, I just had an espresso, a carrot juice, and a beet juice. So I'm like sugared up and caffeinated up. What I'm going to do is read randomly some of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of statements agents made as they came into the Group Sales Success Summit Facebook group. Do you remember doing that, friends? Before because it's a private group. So to get access into Group Sales Success on my Facebook group, I need to check you out, make sure you're an agent, not they're trying to sell you wares, or invest in an opportunity. Believe me, there were plenty of that, and they're not in. And I asked you this question: what is your biggest challenge doing groups? What is your biggest challenge that's basically discouraging you, or hurting your efforts, or slowing your progress down to build group business? So that's the question I ask you right now, all of you. And Danny, let us know how your photography group's coming along. Hans, let us know how your fundraising efforts are coming along. I know you've been meeting with people. And everyone else who's on, please type, please share, because in addition to you asking questions, I would love to hear your successes and failures. We've got to learn from our failures. Do it differently next time, better next time. So here's and I have hundreds and hundreds of these things that agents typed in. So I'm just going to start at random here. I have a Word document open up on my Mac, and this one it says, "What is your biggest challenge? Finding group leaders who ain't just shopping." That's exactly what it says. Finding group leaders who ain't just shopping. And by the way, if you have a comment to tag on, a suggestion, because this is being recorded and agents come back and view this for all eternity, really, find a group leader who ain't just shopping. So here's my answer, friends. This is all spontaneous. I do not know which question I'm going to. If you see my screen, it's the truth. My answer is that everyone is shopping. Even if they book with you before and they're a loyal customer. Remember, you don't own them. They don't owe you their business. So even if you think that you've done so great for them and that they owe you more business, they don't have to come back and give it to you unless you're under contract. And anybody who you're talking to, and you have your great ideas, and they're asking you for help, they're calling you, they're driving you crazy perhaps, and you're starting to do work for them, they're all shoppers. We're all shoppers. And so this is the paradigm shift we have to adapt, friends. We need to treat every caller as a shopper. We need to not wait for them to commit, not wait for them to be loyal, not wait for them to say, okay, here's my business. I'm not going to look anyplace else. We need to first give them loyalty. I wrote a book on this. We need to give them, even if we have no idea who they are, abundant loyalty first. And it's our charge to convert them to from shopper to client. That's our mission. And if I don't know who typed this. What's nice is it's anonymous, not unanimous. It's anonymous. Would you rather? Listen, here's the question: would you rather have no shoppers? Would you rather have no shoppers? And I hope you're saying no, because you want the calls, you want the thrill of the hunt, you want your phone to ring, you want your email box to ding, you want opportunities come in your inbox. And friends, you can't win them all, but you sure try. I read a Tom Peters some years ago, and he said when it comes to sales, it's not about making every single sale, but it's about improving your batting average in terms of, let's say if it was baseball. No hitter bats 1,000. It just doesn't work like that. But somebody who bats 300 or 400 is an exceptional baseball player, right? An exceptional hitter. A pitcher. How many pitchers throw perfect games? And even so, there's still plenty of balls thrown. And I know sometimes on purpose. Do you understand? Does that make sense? So friends, a big paradigm shift right here, right now, is that we need to love shoppers, embrace them. When that phone rings and you have no idea who it is and you're afraid it could be a robocall, which is awful. I hate it too. I'm with you. I hate it. You need to answer that phone and tell that person. Make them feel that it's the best call you've gotten all day. And friends, if you've ever called me and said, hey, Stuart, I know you're a busy guy. I'm sorry. I will say, hold on a minute. Are you kidding me? I've been waiting for your call all day. Is that making sense? That's really important. Let me just see if there's any comments, any questions, and we'll go to the next one. Kevin says, finding the group to start with. Kevin said. So, Kevin, what you're sharing, hey, Kevin, is that's your challenge you want me to address, finding the group to start with. All right, so I'm going to come back to that in just a second. Daniel, who's his niche he's trying to develop is in the photography workshop business. He's got other ideas too, but it sounds like he's really trying to champion it. He's already had one group working on others. My photography group is off to a slow start. We do have a few cabins already booked. I've also reached out to other photographers. So far, a slow go. I thought I had another photographer interested. No response yet to my last email with him, but with info. Well, I wish you the best. I know you've got one under your belt, so that helps. And I hope you've got pictures, and hope you've got testimonials of the success, and you're positioning yourself as an expert. And friends, this is why I chose to do the next Group Sales Success Summit, focusing on a niche. And we have so many speakers coming in, and even though maybe none of them are talking photography, I don't know, I'm just saying, maybe they're not talking about the niche you want. If you just listen to how you position yourself, you market yourself, you become the expert, and you nail it. You stay focused. You become the best of the best of the best, even though you may not think you are, because to you it's, hey, it's easy peasy. I've done it a dozen times. People will flock to you. They'll come to you. You'll be the magnet. So, Dan, I wish you the very best, Daniel. Leverage the success that you've had. And the other thing I want to mention, and I know there was a couple of questions on here too, are the JVs, the joint ventures. One of the agents that I interviewed for the summit, okay, her goal is to do a full ship river cruise charter with Amur Waterways. That's her goal. So instead of going right to the full ship charter, which is even more risky than I would ever do, I've only done partial. She did a partial ship charter, which is what I did, but she did it with another agent. She shared the risk, she shared the opportunity, she shared the profits, but they nailed it, they filled it, it worked. So Daniel, a suggestion to you is, can you work with another agent who also wants to get into this niche? Can you work with other organizations, schools, photography schools, either at a high school, I'm just saying, or other teachers of it, or you know, one of the big businesses now is teaching people how to use the camera phones successfully. So there's just an idea for you. Jackie asked a question here too. What's the best way to set up a loyalty program? Hey, Jackie, welcome. For group leaders without giving away the cow. That's a great question. So let me go back to Kevin for a second. So finding the group to start with. So listen, everybody, and I'm going to get back to this worksheet too, but my main focus is reading what you've got to say, what you've got to ask. And by the way, hold on. Is this gorgeous or what? The fresh seafood here is out the door. I happen to love fresh seafood. I happen to love octopus. The snapper is out the door. I've had tuna. It's been amazing. Last night we ate in the Italian restaurant. It was incredible. The night before we ate at Metse, which is the Lebanese, authentic Lebanese food. Incredible. The night before that we ate at Lumiere, which is their 5-course fine dining experience. This place is unbelievable. And there's low occupancy here just at the moment. So I feel like I have the resort to myself. So there are honeymoon couples here. There are older couples like me, just here for the romance of it. And there are little small incentive groups here too, friends. Are you doing incentives? Are you thinking about doing incentives? It doesn't even have to be corporate meetings, just incentives. Everything's inclusive here. You just got to make some plans, and they had a special, you can't see it from here, but there's an incredible high pavilion that you can walk out, and if you're friends with me on Facebook, maybe you've seen the post of Kimberly and I doing yoga. So at night, they close that down for a private party for the incentive group. They do it all for you. Okay, so Kevin, how do you start the group? How do you find the group to start with? Friends, you know, I like to flip things, so listen to me carefully here. It's one thing you're out there looking for groups. It's altogether another for you to create it. So, first of all, Kevin, groups are everywhere. There are groups for everything. People who repair elevators. people who run companies, HR people, salespeople, marketing people, chefs, aspiring chefs, people who want to become mixologists. There's a million different groups. They're everywhere, Kevin. Everybody you know is a part of a group. Everybody you know, I guarantee, is a part of at least one group. It could be a church group, a temple group. It could be maybe they're horseback riders, because there's a lot of, you'll see here on the beach, gorgeous beach by the way, horseback riders, photographers. Everyone is part of a group somewhere, somehow. It's a fact. Your friends, your family. Start with your inner circle, right in your own backyard. Remember, there's a little story about somebody who sells their land because they're in search of riches and jewels, and they travel the world searching for gold. And as soon as they sold that land, the people who bought the land just dug down, straight down. And lo and behold, there was riches and gold and treasures right there. It's in your own backyard. So number one, Kevin, friends, everybody. There are groups. Everyone you know is part of multiple groups. They may not know it if you ask, what groups are you with? Maybe, but just get to know them. What are their hobbies? What are their passions? What do they do for a living? Ask questions. Be a detective. Show interest in people, and it will be revealed. You don't just come in selling, because they'll walk away. The other thing is creating the group. Because let's say you're not going in to do a church group. And by the way, we have speakers in the summit who are specifically going to talk about religious/spiritual type travel. Experts. You're going to love it. It's good stuff. Really good stuff. Okay? But maybe they have a hobby, like in your case, Daniel, or in your case, Hans, where it's fundraising. These people don't know each other, but they share a passion, they share a hobby. And what you need to do is, so that is an existing group, or maybe not, but wouldn't it be nice if they had a Facebook group where they congregated? It's a community. Wouldn't it be great if they all followed a particular blogger or two to get their news and information, and there's a community? So friends, instead of having in your head that you're looking for groups, look for communities. And the best shot you have of getting into that community and asking questions, getting to know the people as if you're a true part of it, friends. Because you're going to stick out like a sore thumb if you're in a community just because you want their business, not because you share their practices, habits, passions, dreams, goals. Does that make sense? So ixnay on the oxnay if you think you're going to, I want to do this kind of business. And you join that community and you start talking, but they know you're a phony, a faker, and a fraud. I love you. I don't mean to be mean or nasty, but you know what I'm saying. They'll know if you know your stuff. For instance, I'm a member of different groups, different communities for business people, small business or big business, doesn't matter. And I do a lot of entrepreneurship stuff. So when a question comes up from an owner, I will share a tip. And they can check me out. That's the first thing they're going to do, right? They're going to check me out. Who is this guy, Stu Cohen? Does he know what he's talking about? Or is he looking to sell me, a bridge in the desert? Oh, look at that. He's a speaker. He's an entertainer. He's a business coach. He's a serial solopreneur. I'm going to listen to him. Do you understand what I'm saying, friends? And Kevin and everybody? You can't just say you want their business. You got to prove that you are capable of earning it to be a part of that group and create your own. But that you have to discover the problem. So that's the last thing I'm going to say here. And you, friends, you've heard me say this before, is that nobody's going to book a group ever, unless the group is solving a problem. Does that make sense? You're like, Stuart, what's the problem? You tell me. Hans, you know the answer to that one. Now, I haven't looked to see. We got a lot of new faces in here. By the way, welcome. Yes, this is Blanc Los Cabos. We're on the Baja Peninsula. That's the Sea of Cortez, a.k.a. the Gulf of California. This is an all-inclusive, adult-only. And I hate to use the word luxury because it just, look, some people will call a Hilton Garden Inn luxury, with all due respect to Hilton Garden Inn, compared to a Red Roof or something, whatever they're called, Motel 6, Motel 8, Motel 2, I don't remember. This is out the door. Level of service, looking at me in the eye, talking to me, caring for me, waiting on me, caring for me, caring for me. Are you caring for your people? Are you letting them know that you love them? Are you showing them loyalty first before asking for their loyalty back? It's got to go in the right order. Okay, Kevin, you are very welcome. And what's the best way? Let me go here. Jackie says, what's the best way to set up a loyalty program for group leaders without giving away the cow? So let me say, I don't believe in loyalty programs because it's like, okay, the more you book, you earn points, this or for us, maybe the big companies, whether it's J. Crew or the airlines, they can do those frequent loyalty programs. I honestly, Jackie, maybe I'm wrong. Keep me honest, friends. I've never seen a travel agent loyalty program that works other than you loving them to death, loving them to life. Honestly, love them. Keep in touch. Say, how can I help? What information do you need? Under promise, over deliver. Do the unexpected, Jackie. That's your loyalty program right there. Do the unexpected. Do the unanticipated. Surprise me. Make sure I know that you're thinking about me all the time. You can't wait to hear my voice to talk about the next trip. And you'll always ask, do I have any friends or family who need a vacation? Are you doing that? Do you know my phrase that pays? If you don't know my phrase that pays, tell me, and I'll give you my phrase that pays because I guarantee you it'll net you new business. I guarantee it. So in terms of a loyalty program, that's my short answer, Jackie, which is to turn it up, baby. Turn up the heat, turn up the love to everybody. But then you say it without giving away the cow. Okay, so maybe you're talking about incentives now. And I could spend hours talking about incentives. But before you give away the cow, ask if they want the cow. Jackie, are you paying attention? Before you give away the cow, which is funny, ask if they want the cow. And if they're asking for the cow, Jackie, they're going to have to work real hard to earn that cow. Do you understand what I'm saying? If they want it, they can have it. Here's all you need to do. Sell 20 staterooms. Sell 50. Bring in 100. You don't have to tell them to sell, by the way. You don't have it's always we. If we sell, when we sell 50, I'll give you the cow. If you sell 25, I'll give you half a cow. There's no reason why you should be guaranteeing anything unless it's earned. And they'll love you for that because you're giving them the opportunity to get the cow. But if you give them the cow and they don't earn the cow, Jackie, then you're going to lose your shirt. You're going to lose money. You're going to stay up at night because they're like, cool, I got the cow. I'm off the hook. I have no more responsibility because I'm guaranteed the cow. Friends, this is probably there's so many big mistakes. I love you, but there's so many mistakes that agents make repetitively in the group business, which is they get so excited and they think it's a response. You think it's your responsibility to give away free travel, to give away the cow. And I'm here to tell you, friends, listen to me, listen up. It's not. You're not required. You're not responsible. The consumer don't ever need to know about the TC. Those words should never, ever leave your mouth. A TC, a tour conductor, a freebie, ever, never, never. The word free is a dangerous word. Are you hearing me? When you say free, people hear free. That means they're not reaching into their pockets at all. When's the last time you gave away a free cabin or a free room, whatever it is, hotel, and you got stuck paying the port tax? You got stuck paying the gratuities. You got stuck paying this, that, and the other thing. You lost your shirt. You gave away the cow. You want the cow? I'll give you the cow. Let me go crunch some numbers and let's see how you can get it, how you can earn it. Does that make sense, Jackie? Craig says, would like to buy your books. Do you ship to Canada? Yes, I ship to Canada, Craig. Absolutely do. I have 2 books, How to Turn Inbox Leads to Sales, which is kind of what we talked about. When that phone rings, you got to make me feel like I'm not a shopper, that you're not afraid of me, because I'm afraid of you. I don't know you. The other book is about loyalty. Jackie said, what's the best strategy to create private Facebook group for my agency? Should I create content in the group prior to inviting people so there's valuable content available to keep their interest? Yes, 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 and yes. And I know so many of you on right now have an active Facebook group. So here's the beauty of what Facebook can do, and you could do this for Instagram too, because Instagram will take you far outside of just who's on Facebook, naturally, and who knows you. And it's easy to hashtag on Instagram to grow, or Pinterest, but I'm getting more and more into Instagram myself. So creating a private Facebook group, you have to have a purpose. Friends, make sure that, and just like me, I'll give you my example, friends. Stuart Lloyd Cohen is my personal Facebook page. You want to be friends with me? Yeah, no problem. You can do it. If you start posting sales stuff, you're gone, which is what you would do to me if I posted salesy stuff on your page, your personal page. But I have separate groups. I have a group for Group Sales Success Summit, right? And it's private, which means people can find it. They can see it's there, but they can't get in unless I allow them in. I have a private group boot camp page for my boot camp members only. I don't let you in unless you're a boot camp member. So what you're doing is you're establishing a sense of aspiration. Why would I want to be in that group? Well, if you're a boot camp member, that's where you want to be, because you're in it with like-minded entrepreneurs who are invested in their business, and they want to see other people's problems and hear other people's solutions and share and give back as well. Okay, Group Sales Success Summit. Hey, let's be in a community of other ambitious group agents. Let me learn. Let me understand. Okay, and so here's how you create the value. You share stuff, share information. Don't sell unless you have a Facebook group that specifically says, if you come in here, I will alert you all the deals and opportunities and last-minute getaways, discounts and deals. I mean, if that's the kind of agent you want to be, knock your socks off. That's not what we're here to talk about, and I'm not insinuating, Jackie, that's what you want to do. But a Facebook group has to have a purpose. You know, where you that image and you put a description of the group. Why do I need to be in this group? Now, what's nice is, with a Facebook group, it's not like they're getting emails all day long and they're going to delete. But you got to give them value. Share pictures. Look what I do. Just look what, not just me, I'm not the best at this. What am I doing in the Group Sales Success Summit? What am I doing? I did a live video, a Facebook video, using my phone, saying, hey, everybody in Group Sales Success Summit, I'm here at Blanc Los Cabos. Come join me. We're going to do a business coaching session right here. And by the way, I'm in the fire pit. So I don't know if you can see that right there. That's the fire pit. So at night, I think starting about 6 o'clock, friends, every night, there's fire, it's flame, and it's beautiful, because at night here, there's a lovely, perfect, decadent, luxurious chill. And they have a bar here. It's the mixology bar, okay? And you just come and you chill, and there's conversation pits everywhere. Here, upstairs too, there's conversation pits. You know, for a small, mid-sized resort, it's big on areas to come and hang out. And people are going to come hang out, Jackie, in your Facebook group if they know why they're there and they know what you're going to give them. You're going to post beautiful pictures to make their mouth water. Man, I want to be where Stuart is. I want to be where Jackie is. Okay? You want to post information, helpful information. I'm not going to leave this group, Facebook group, because, wow, I didn't know this about the luggage. You know, it's really 22 inches, not 21 inches, the overhead. Whatever. Yeah, I'm just saying. Okay? So I will also, and this is my final point here also, is, yes, you can already have some content there. And you know, if it's a group, you can post something as an announcement. You guys know this? I do this. So if you ask a question or have an announcement, something big news, so it doesn't get buried, since you're the group administrator, you can keep it up top as an announcement, so everyone in the group will see it first and foremost. So a couple of weeks back, I asked a question in the Group Sales Success Facebook group. Do you charge a fee? And if you do, what do you call it? I must have 20 or 30 different names, phrases, terms, words that agents from all over the world shared about what they call their fee. Boy, was that valuable, because everyone else got to see what everyone else is using. And there you go. You got 20 or 30 ideas. Does that make sense? That's how you make your Facebook group interesting, compelling to want to stay in it. New hat, friends. If any of you are my personal Facebook friends, you know I love hats. You like my new hat? This is like the old Frank Sinatra type hat. I love it. Okay, sorry. It's been waiting down there. Oh man, now I messed up my hair. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm back with you. Let's see what else going on. Jackie says, I love that response to the loyalty program. That's my aim. Gina says, are you going to Cruise World this year? No, Gia, I am not going to Cruise World this year. Thank you. I'm glad you like my hat. Jackie says, that's so much good stuff. You got it. Han says that the hat is very dapper. Thank you, sir. Thank you, good sir. I like the hat too. Okay. Now I'm going to randomly go with a question here. Okay, I'm just picking this. I'm just reading this here. Promoting that I work with groups and destination weddings. I've done 3, and most of them were successful from my end. One destination wedding was bad because of the resort and the supplier mistake. So that's this agent's biggest challenge, is basically promoting that they do destination weddings. This particular agent has done 3. Most were successful, but the resort and supplier messed up. So this is a learning experience, friends, and don't we all have this happen to us on occasion? Something goes wrong. So the question I would have for this agent was, why? Why did it go wrong? Did the resort really muck it up, mess it up? Were you there, friends? How many of you go with the group? How many of you escort the group to make sure nothing goes wrong? For my money, and you're going to hear a lot of testimonials from very, very successful travel agents who have successful niche group businesses. And the majority of them always go with the group. Or if it's too complex, or if they're asked to go, then they'll go, or they'll send somebody. But most go because they know that the chance of something going wrong is always very, very high. So again, I don't have this, I can't ask a follow-up question of that agent. But I could tell you is, why did it go wrong? If it was the supplier's fault, the result's fault, that's terrible. I'm so sorry to hear. But our job as a travel professional is doing every possible thing we can to mitigate errors, mitigate problems, to reduce stress and risk, to increase value and convenience. And you're saying, but Stuart, if I go, I'm out of the office and I don't make any money. I pay for my travel. Well, you're making a big mistake, friends. You don't go free. You build yourself into the package. You bake yourself into the price point. You use the TC, whatever it is. And you guys who are in boot camp, you know this. I say this ad nauseum. You don't escort free. Your services are worthwhile. And when people says, I'm not paying for you to go, you say, don't worry about it. I'm not going there free, but you don't want to go on this group trip without me there, because I'll make sure nothing goes wrong, because the chances of something going wrong for any group are very, very high. Trust me, I've been in the business a long time, and it gets real ugly if you don't have a professional with you. So I'll be there. You won't be paying me direct, but I'll bake myself in. Nobody will ever notice. And in fact, when I'm there, you'll be so glad I am. Nobody will notice, because I'm going to be behind the scenes and a step ahead, making sure that before you walk into that room, before you get to the dining room, before you get to the meeting room, before your party starts, it will be perfect. Do you want to go on that trip, Mr. and Ms. Jones, and stress and worry about this? Or are you going to have fun? Oh, you're going to have fun. Good. You go have fun. I'll do the stress and worry. How's that? You give me all your stress and worry. Anything you see at a place is a fork to the left and you want it to the right, you tell me. I'll fix it. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't even know how I got into that dialogue, but I did. All right, I'm looking for more questions. I'm looking for more issues. We are a little bit past the halfway mark. Okay. Hold on here. Okay, this person says overwhelmed by traditional group logistics. Traditional group logistics. So you need to be perhaps part meeting planner, friends. Right? You need to, if you've been on a cruise before, you know how it generally works. If you've been to a hotel, you know how it generally works. But whether you're going or not, you need to know logistics. You need to visualize, especially if they have special events going on. So if it's overwhelming, then you need to dive in and learn that product, go there, experience it, and get trained by one of their staff. Do a fam trip to a resort or on the cruise ship or a river cruise and see how it works. But if you can't do those things, get on the phone and get trained by that supplier, by that brand, so you understand the logistics and embrace it. Because, and again, I don't know who wrote this, but if you're overwhelmed by group logistics, then you're not doing things efficiently. You need more knowledge, because the only way you can be successful and grow your group business is if you handle it efficiently and effectively, which means you have to invest in the right tools when you make your bookings, when you're using spreadsheets, whatever it is. By the way, I have the founder of Travelify, who I did interview just the other day. He's going to be in the summit. Do you know? The founder of Travelify. And the other summit, 2018, our very, very first summit in August of 2018, I had the founder and CEO, Dio Esho of Travel Joy. Okay, I'm trying to bring into you a collective, a brain collective, masterminds who are successful at the brand level, the technology level, and the agency level. But one of the biggest things is not being afraid to spend money on the right tools to make you more efficient. Make sense, everybody? Okay, let's see. Nobody else has posted, so let me keep going. Let's see here. My biggest obstacle is marketing group space. I'll need more knowledge on how to hold group land space and still have time to market the space. Okay, listen, everybody. Listen to that question. What kind of group are they looking to do? Speculative. They're talking about spec group, promotional group space versus affinity. Now, my boot campers know the answer to this, but friends, if you're not in boot camp, let's make sure you understand there's a enormous difference between an affinity group and a spec group or a promotional group. Do you know the difference? My biggest obstacle is marketing group space. Also, I need more knowledge on how to hold group land space and still have time to market the space. If you're doing a spec or a promotional group, you're getting a deal and you're just putting it out there. Maybe you have a list. Maybe you have a group, Facebook group, right, Jackie, that's focused on, hey, this is the group where there's deals and opportunities, because maybe there's people who are only interested in deals and opportunities, and they can go in the last minute. They can travel on a dime's notice. Okay, not everybody falls into that bucket. Okay, and then they don't want to see constant pounding in advertising. That's when you have a deal and you sell into the group space. And friends, you know this. You never, ever, ever want to mention the word group. Hey, I've got group space. Book into it. It's a good deal. No, because then you can have everyone saying, wait, whoa, do I have to sit at dinner with other people? Am I going to be rooming next to people? I don't want to be part of a group. I'm just going with my family. I'm going with my spouse. So you never want to use the word group. You can say deal, opportunity, whatever, but it's a one-off basis. Maybe you'll get a few couples. Maybe you'll get a mini group. But friends, I'm not here talking about spec group or promotional. I'm talking about true affinity. And a true affinity means there's a magnet. There's a real compelling reason for people to be together. Okay, here's another one. Finding a wider audience. I focus on river cruises and would like to expand my audience to include not just my client base and people I meet face to face, but also people I meet through social media. I'm not sure how to proceed. Well, there you go. If your specialty is river cruises, then would I know it, friends? If your specialty is river cruises right now, and I went to your website or I went to any of your social media sites, would I know that? If I don't know, if you haven't declared your niche, and this is the The big push that we're going to have in this summit is declare your niche proudly and boldly. Be courageous. Let the world know you're a river cruise expert. And don't say, oh, but we also do this, we do this, we do this, we do this, we do this. Do you like my little dance, my happy dance? No, because then you blow it. You know, if you're a doctor who specializes in a physician a dentist, okay, and says, well, I am a dentist. I will care for your teeth and keep them clean and keep them healthy. But I also, okay, I'm also a proctologist. But I'm also a chef. But I am also a golf champion. I will give you golf lessons too. No, it's like, no, I need a dentist. I don't need all of the above. I don't need a generalist. So the same in the travel business. Go back and look at your website. Go back and look at your social sites. Are you confusing me? Are you trying to be all things to all people, which means you're nothing to nobody? Ooh, that's a good one. I love you, but I'm speaking the truth to you. The whole idea, the biggest success you're going to have, friends, the biggest, and Hans, I know you've done this, the biggest is when you're consistently branded everywhere that you're the best of the best. Why, how, here are pictures, here's why, here's how you're the best. Don't just say you are the best, here's how, here's why. So if you're going to nail river cruises, you need to have social media sites where people say, wow, this person is the best of the best of the best. I want to be in his or her, I don't know who wrote this, community. Go back to community, Jackie. I want to be in this community because this person has got it. This person knows it. Why do you think I have such a big community in Group Sales Success Summit? Why? Because I've impressed people that I'm the group guru. You can trust me. I've got bold ideas. I give away lots of free stuff. And if you want to be in boot camp, you'll pay the $800. And really 2 years for $900 because each additional year is $100. By the way, my boot campers know that. Okay? But I'm the expert at groups. Period. I own it, friends. When I wear that hat, I own that hat. Okay? So there you go. That's how you proceed. And you put information out there, and more and more and more and more people will join you. But you have to go into other communities and say, hey, if you have no idea how a river cruise works, come hang out with me. I'll tell you how it works, why it works, and why I'm the best of the best. Okay. This one is let's see. Okay, being a smaller agency, not getting as much limelight for client attraction. Why would, I love you, but why should you get limelight if you don't earn it? Hey, listen, nobody on earth would invite me, would pay me the amount of money I get to do a keynote speech unless I've earned it. They put me in the limelight because they know me, they trust me, or they don't know me, but they trust because of the work I've done for other clients. You get the limelight when you earn the limelight. Am I making sense here, friends? Talk to me. So I don't care if you're I'm a one-person shop. I'm a solopreneur. I don't have a staff. I have plenty of people who work for me on a contract basis, an independent basis, as I need them. They're incredible, talented. They have their own niche. So if you want the limelight and you're just one person, you can have it. You got to earn it. And this backs into everything we've been talking about, friends. How do you earn that limelight? How do you earn community? How do you get followers? To get followers, write this down because we get about 16 minutes left. So make sure you stick with me and you get your last minute questions and hear the last minute answers here. A big takeaway, friends. This goes back to everybody. You need to be an influencer. You need to be a leader. If you want to master, if you want to be a super successful business person, let alone have a thriving group niche business, you need to be a leader. You need to be a positive influencer. People need to want to follow you, to be impressed by your knowledge and your generosity. Okay, and this is also, I said I give away free stuff. You got to, friends, and that's information. I invited you here, those of you who are not in boot camp, but I allowed you to come in to be my guest. I hope you found this time worthwhile. I hope you have. There's no slides. It's just me speaking spontaneously, Mike. And how have I earned this limelight? Because look at the Group Sales Success Summit. Look how much clients pay me to be on stage, to do keynotes and training. Huge, crazy. Travel Leaders Network just hired me for 5 gigs this year. 5. I'm a power speaker at their big conference, Edge. Okay, so we got to earn it. We got to put information out there. When you give out free information, it's called reciprocity, which means some of you who are not in boot camp, you have no idea, who I am till now. Perhaps you're like, hey, maybe this guy Cohen has got something here. Maybe I'll drop down $800, $900 for 2 years, and I'm in. Maybe you won't. We'll still be friends. Maybe you'll tell a friend, a colleague who needs me. Maybe you don't, and send them my way. I'd be grateful. Hope that makes sense. Let me check the board, see what we got. Got about 14 minutes left. G is in the house. All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. Identifying good potential JV partners, joint venture partners. So I have a question for you. Now type in, everyone type in, so I know I haven't put you to sleep. Are you still there? Just tell me, has anyone done a joint venture? Work with somebody else. Now, we mentioned this earlier on in the broadcast right now, the Ask Stuart Hour, that that agent who I'm featuring in the summit, she is a declared river cruise expert. And her goal is to do a full ship charter. You'll hear her story. How many river cruise groups she does a year. Look at me. Huh? And so she's taking steps there. It's like a ladder. It's like going up the stairs. You can't jump to the top. You take your steps, take your stairs. But she did it with another agent, and they joined forces, like minds, and they nailed a partial ship charter. They're halfway to a full ship charter. How exciting! So has anybody here ever done a joint venture? Let me see. Carl has not. Craig, not yet. Judy, not. Hey, Judy, not yet. Ramona, I'm still there. I'm extremely interested in joint ventures. Cool. Thomas, hey, Thomas, not yet. Jenny's in the house. Hey, Jenny, so you have, Jenny. Karen says, I'm so jealous of you being there at Cabo. Karen, you need to be jealous. You need to be not jealous, envious. It is out the door, incredibly gorgeous, amazing. So as soon as I'm done here, just so you know, we're going to talk about joint venture in a second. Hold on. Kimberly's out there. She's doing stretching. We've done morning yoga at 7:10 outdoors. You can't see it from here. By the way, we saw whales. It's sort of the end of whale season, but we saw 3 whales that just kept coming up, going down, coming up, going down. It was gorgeous. And I don't know if I stop talking, if I shut up, which is impossible long enough, you might just hear the waves crashing of the Sea of Cortez. It's so serene here. It's so beautiful. It's so magnificent. I can't even use the word luxury because it's not fair. I've made so many friends here. When I say friends, not the other guests here, but the staff. They see me coming, they know what I ask for. And they have the mixology bar right here. I've become a professional drinker. Okay, so Jenny, hey Jenny, is it possible for you, Jenny, to type real quick, how really quick how it worked, who you worked with, and I know it's kind of tough typing in. Gia says not possible to fall asleep with your energy. That's very kind. Thank you. So let me talk about joint ventures, folks, and I'll tell you what, boot campers, I've shared this with you, but if you need another copy, let me know. For those of you who are here as my guest from the Group Sales Success Summit or for wherever, I wrote up just a PDF special report of how to get a good joint venture, a JV. Okay, not necessarily a sponsor. I think I have another one on sponsorships, but more of a JV. I'm happy to email you the PDF. Just don't hold me to speed because, as you can see, I'm un poco preoccupied. I've learned so much Spanish, by the way. All of my high school Spanish is coming back. And everyone is helping me. It's so cool. Really. Once you get into it, you get into it. Like I learned so much in high school and I stopped using it. But it's such a beautiful language. And they get so excited. The staff here, when I attempt to speak Spanish, they understand what I'm saying. And for the most part, I understand what they're saying, which is fun. So a JV, oh, here, Jenny says, I've worked with wedding planners. I've also done group trips with other agents in my consortium. There you go. There you go. Yes, Karen, you're late. Where have you been? We started already. We only got 10 minutes left, my dear. You're the best, Karen. I appreciate it. And by the way, I'm still working to get that Virtuoso gig. And by the way, if anyone here is a member of Virtuoso, just let them know you want me to come and do their big convention. I need as many votes. I need get Cohen. He's the best. Get Cohen. I'm trying. Okay. So here's what Jenny said, that she's worked with wedding planners. Makes sense, right? Makes beautiful sense. Why wouldn't you work with wedding planners? You have a special relationship where a wedding planner has a bride and groom, and maybe they don't even know about the concept of a destination wedding, or maybe they do and it's overwhelming. And the wedding planner has their area of focus, right, Jenny? And you have your area of focus. And when you join those two areas of focus and your partners, it's win-win. So the way a joint venture works, friends, is that and I know this is cliche, but it has to be win-win. Understand the number one goal, number one mission, number one objective has always got to be client satisfaction. Just like if you're doing, listen to this, friends, when you work with a group leader, any group leader, this goes for any of you, my friends who are on, okay? Any of you who are working with a group leader, it's a joint venture, isn't it? Whether you're working with a photography expert, an author, a chef, the leader of an organization, it's a JV, friends. It's a joint venture. They want to have a successful group. You want to have a successful group. You get a group agreement letter signed. If you're not getting a group agreement letter signed, you're making a big mistake because you're opening yourself up to risk and failure. Want to learn how to do that? Join boot camp. Number one objective for a joint venture has to be the same. A successful trip, happy clients, and then you're going to have your own goals and objectives. Making money, growing your business, whatever. But you need to know what their second objective is, and they need to know what yours is, because it has to be perfect alignment. It needs to be synchronicity. And you both need to bring something special to the table. It's like a puzzle. You've got half a puzzle, they've got the other half. And sometimes the JV can be three ways too. So I'm going to give you an example. And Jenny, thank you for sharing. By the way, we got 6.5 minutes left. So if you got a question, an issue, a situation, if you're just joining us because you got the times wrong, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for you. Karen, I've been waiting for you. I'm like, where's Karen? Where's my friend Karen? So for the next Group Sales Success Summit, I'm going to tell you straight out. I was approached by a good friend and a successful businessman in our industry, John Hawks. You know John? He does work with Lisa Sheldon in the DWHSA, the Destination Wedding and Honeymoon Group Association, right? You guys know this. Do you know John? He said, "Hey, Stuart, let me help you out with this group niche concept." And we struck up a deal. Where John's out there, he knows more people in the niche market than I do. So he's making phone calls to his good friends. So we have the Family Travel Association. We have, I'm spilling the beans. We have, we just got the Ponant cruises. Oh my gosh, I'm on video. If I pronounce this wrong, Edie is going to have my head. Edie's, you know Edie, everybody knows Edie. She's in it. So we made a deal. He's helping me get speakers that I don't know about, I'm not aware with, I don't have a contact information, whether it's G Adventure or whether it's a different very niche groups and associations and travel professionals that I've never met before who want to share their story because we're going to honor their success in boot camp, in the summit. And he also has lists of additional agents who may not know me, but they may want to learn how to build a bigger group business, sell more groups, make more money. And you guys all know, whether you're in boot camp or not, the summit is 100% free during the dates of the summit. Every single day, you get the email. Here's the speakers for the day. Click and play whenever you're ready. Can't be any more convenient than that. How much does it cost? It's free. But when the summit closes, because every conference has a start and has an end, it's over. If you want to own it and keep it, you buy it. I'm going to do the same thing with this summit, friends. I'm giving the summit, just like I did last time, free to thousands of agents. And all I need is for a certain number of agents to say, you know what, this is good enough. I need to own it so I can keep coming back to absorb it and learn from it, be inspired by it. You see that little, it's like a little itty bitty, it's an itty bitty, it's not an airplane. It's almost like a motorcycle with a propeller on the back and wings. Doesn't look very safe, but it does look like fun. All right, I hope that helped. No, Karen, at 10 Central Time, 11 Eastern. Melissa said you need to come to the Signature Travel Network Conference in Vegas. I agree. Melissa, help me out. Connect me there. I've tried. You know, I can't push myself on people. I said, hey, I'm available. How can I help? And I you know, I just haven't worked out. I would love to be there as Signature. Thanks, Melissa. I appreciate that. I know so many of my boot campers and my friends are members of the Signature Travel Network group. Karen said, what's the difference between a JV versus an owner of a wine shop to do a wine group? There's really no difference. And I appreciate you asking that. As I just said, when you find an owner of a wine shop, or they're the sommelier, or they're the owner of the vineyard, it's a joint venture. You're both in it to win it, and you both got what each other's needs. The wine shop owner, the vineyard owner, when they express the desire to do something special with their clients, their most loyal clients, to go to Italy or California to see where the grapes come from, the original grapes come from, and to eat the food and meet the people, maybe meet their family, and they want to bring with them their most loyal customers to come and celebrate. They don't know how to make it happen. You do. So they need what you've got, Karen, and you need what they've got. What do they have? An idea and a problem. Their idea is, we want to go someplace super cool and sexy and fun where we can connect, drink good wine, eat great food, and make memories of a lifetime. But that's our problem. Can you help me with that problem? I can't. Why? I am a specialty. I specialize in groups, and not just groups, but I specialize in wine-themed groups. Look at my resume. I've worked with this owner, and this owner. And I know you may not have this yet, friends, but that you want that resume. You want to build that resume and showcase yourself. Does that make sense? So there's really no difference, Karen. It's all the same. All right, we've got a minute left. Let's see here. See if I can take on one more. I love this. My mission is to take my group business from good to phenomenal. So right here you have, I love that spirit, an agent saying, hey, I'm doing good, but I want it to be phenomenal. And he or she put it in all caps. How cool is that? Here we go. Let's see. Spending too much time for the requested deviations of booking extra activities without any commission. Well, guess what, friends? That ain't my fault. That's not their fault. That's your fault. That's why you need a group agreement letter. If somebody needs to make changes and it's outside the purview of what's included in your regular services, you need to have a price list in their hand saying changes are such and such. You know this. You get this from your brand, your suppliers, the vendors you work with. Okay? These services are included. These services are extra, and here's the cost. Or it's market value. When's the last time you went to a restaurant and it said the catch of the day is market value? Well, I can make up any price point they want, of course. But you can say market value based on how much work that project will be. Hey, listen, I'm your customer. It's not my fault. I got to make these changes. I just need to make a deviation. Something happened in the family. It's not my fault that you're unhappy. You got to go double back and do it again. I need it done. Don't complain. Don't moan and groan to me not making any money. You should have told me up front there was an extra fee. Either I would have thought twice about it, or I'd be accepting. No problem. It's worth me paying an extra $100 to get it done. So we're going to end on that one. Let me just see if there's any final questions. I do hope, friends, that you've enjoyed this live broadcast here from Blanc Los Cabos. It is so pristine here. It's gorgeous, and you know, wouldn't it be great? Maybe one day we have a group sales success retreat. Oh, did Cohen just spill the beans on a new brand he's working on? I don't know. Did it, but this is fun. So on my agenda here today, hang on, I'll let you go in just a second. My agenda today is that coming up in a couple hours, we have more video shoot to do in Blanc Pizza. They have a pizzeria where it's all homemade pizza in the brick oven. And then we're going on 2 excursions here in Cabo, 2 different excursions starting at 4:30 p.m. And we get the video crew coming along here. I can't wait to show you this video because they actually followed us through the spa. Have you ever done the water journey here at LeBlanc? A water journey. It's a hydrotherapy journey. It's an experience of hot, cold, sauna, steam room, shower, polar room, also known as ice room. Unbelievable, friends. Am I glowing? Am I glowing? I feel like I'm glowing. All right, my friends, we're going to go. Karen said, let's talk more about JVs next time. Hans says, fantastic, Stuart. You're most welcome. Ramona says, would love a retreat. Gia says, always enjoy your talks. Thanks, Gia. Jackie said, thanks for sharing LeBlanc with us. Totally relaxed. Cool. Totally relaxed you. Awesome. It relaxed me too. Karen said, go to a restaurant today to test out their food, hoping to get them to do a group. There you go. Hey, everybody. I'm so grateful that you're here today. Thank you so very much. Go help people. People need help, man. They think they know what to do. They don't. You're going to remember, I'll get into this. Number 1, you reduce stress and risk. You add value and convenience, and you transform the entire experience from good to great.